Okay, I wanted to follow up about competition and how competitive the program is to get into. If you could tell the group here, how many people do you, or how many applicants do you get, and how many of those do you accept, either by number or percentage, just to get an idea. Let's start with you, Lauren, and just kind of work this way.
Well, so I guess the statistic that I'll use, because I'm sure the application numbers vary greatly depending on the school, but our admit rate for our film school overall last year was about 32%. So that was across all majors, which with the most competitive being film production at about 19%. And then the other majors kind of ranged between 30 and 40%. But yeah, overall about 32.
And if we could maybe, if you could tell us, is there a major, like you mentioned film production being the most competitive, what would be the least competitive of your programs to apply to?
I mean, I would say it's still film school, so they're all still have a slight competitive edge. But I think, you know, an area like film studies is probably we're getting the least amount of applicants versus how many spots that we have. So that's probably the least competitive, and then all of our other ones are kind of generally similar. And then last year, screenwriting really kind of popped up as another one that was more competitive for us than usual. So.
Great. And then Long Beach.
Well, for our narrative production track, we generally get 150 to 200 applications a year, and like I said, we take about 40. Is that? If we say 40, I can do the math of 40 out of 200. That would be like 20%.
Okay.
Percentages, it's like.
Yeah, right. That's fine, that's fine. And that's just for the program in general? Are there specific?
For the actual production track where we review a portfolio.
Okay. And then UCLA.
So I give the number because we accept 30 a year, and that's just a hard, fast number regardless of how many applications we get. We typically receive about 600 applications, and as I said, we accept 30 a year. Something that Chapman mentioned, that if you do get accepted, if you're accepted to UCLA as a freshman in a major outside of the School of Theater, Film, and Television, your chances of getting accepted to the film major are much greater. Because of these 600 applications, approximately 550 are from off-campus applicants. So we accept 15 people from the off-campus applicants and 15 people from the on-campus applicants. So we only receive about 50 on-campus applicants. I don't know why that is. I think maybe sometimes a student will start at UCLA as a freshman, say, in the English major, and then decide not to go through the application steps. So if you get into UCLA as a freshman, your chances of getting into the major are much greater.
Thank you. And CalArts?
The General Institute acceptance rate at CalArts is around 33%, but because the School of Film Video programs are very small and very popular, you're looking at anywhere between 15 to 25%. Our program in film and video is about 15 students per class year. Our experimental animation program is about 15 students per class year, and character animation is about 40 students per class year. So a very intimate learning environment. So competitive, but not impossible.
Yeah, USC, we get a couple of thousand applications. Admit-wise, we're looking anywhere from 4 to 6%, depending on the program. We admit 54 students in the film and television production a year, 15 into animation, 15 into interactive, 24 into critical studies, and 32 into writing. And these numbers aren't secret. I mean, we put them out there to share with you. 4 to 6% may sound tough. And I'll guarantee if you don't apply, you won't be in that 4 to 6%. So don't let any of these numbers scare you. It doesn't take that much work to apply. So I would say go ahead and apply, and don't let numbers turn you off. I actually had a high school counselor say to me in one of a meeting like this, she said, well, why should my students apply if it's only a 4 to 6% chance of getting in? And I was astounded that a high school counselor would say that, and they're feeding that to a student. And that was really discouraging to me. So don't let numbers throw you off. Somebody's got to be admitted, and most likely it could be you. So.